divine, be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine. Salutation to Guru Vedatri Maharshi. Good evening to all. Today we are going to discuss about the food for thought. Our food for thought topic will be enjoyment, attachment, detachment, and moderation in enjoyment. So when you say about the attachment, see here the body and the spirit is attached and it's a functioning in every human beings, right? So the here the spirit is like life force. So the body and the life force are getting attached in it, and it's functioning in the man for everybody. So from that itself, the attachment is coming here. So when you say about how we are attachment is very very necessary for the survival of man, and for to enjoy, for the enjoyment, and for the for the for to lead the peaceful or successful life. Attachment to the men and material, it is very necessary. So nobody cannot renounce the men and material in this part of the world. So attachment is very necessary. But here how Magri saying how it would be attachment, and what time we have to be in detachment, and how we want to be in the moderations. See, actually when you consider the life force, we are getting attached to this part of world, how we are connecting to this part of world, and how we are connected to the men and materials. It is by through the through our senses. Again, you can say senses, and senses how it will functioning again through the biomagnetism, and then again to the biomagnetism, how biomagnetism is produced through the life force. And again, we all know this life force or energy particles and god particles. And we all know that how we the evolution of human beings, and how we evolved from this, from the universe, and from how this from the god particles, how we are developed, and from different kind of five, from one sense to five sense, then again how we develop. So this is all there. So our life force, which is already connected to the universal, universal cosmic, it is connected. Then again for this life force having their own principle, having their principles, having its property. What kind of property is having? It's having the a self-rotating force is there. It's having the rolling motions of the life force. So when what happens when this life force in our body is having rolling motions, it's having self-rotations. It's continuous keep on rotating, and it get clashes with the other other ways also. There's so much of light particles, and all these particles able to rotate, and it has clashes. When these there will be when it circulate, there is a wave will be generated. When these two waves are get clashes, then automatically this wave becomes a magnetized. So this magnetized, it's getting intensified on us, which is called what we call as it is a biomagnetism. When this biomagnetism get intensified, and through that it's functioning through our senses, we are able to see this world through our eyes, and we can able to hear the sound through ears, and we can speak through our tongue, and we can taste it, and we can smell it. And this all sensations, this happens with the help of this biomagnetism. So biomagnetism is very very essential to connect to this wealth of attachment for this one. So when you say about the biomagnetism, so and when you say about in biomagnetism, the man has experienced two kind of feelings. He'll experience two kind of feelings. One is the pain, and other is the pleasure. So what happens when this biomagnetism, it is when it is in harmonious flows in our body, what happens then? There is a the flow is very very normal in the biomagnetism. There won't be any disturb is there. And so but then we can able to experience the feeling of pleasure on us. And same time when this biomagnetism, it gets short circuited or it get disturbed, what happened? The cell, the cell's body, the cell's arrangement will get collapsed for this one. And for that the circulations of body biomagnetism get disturbed. With that, what will happens again? We feel the pain. Yeah, we feel the pain and pleasure, and miseries, and ultimately death. So when it is in a harmonious flow, we can feel the pleasure, peace, and ecstasy. So this is the main thing of we can experience in the biomagnetism. So what are the reasons of this biomagnetism will get disturbed? If we are not doing a proper work, this biomagnetism will get disturbed. or if you're doing improper walks or something like that, improper, it will get disturbed actually in our body. There is a five there is a five main things in the life, for the man's life. It is very necessary for the survival of, or for the enjoyment, and to do his regular duties. This is a five thing is very necessary. That is, one is the work, and other is the food and rest, and sexual gratifications and thoughts. So these are the main five things. If these five things are, if we are neglecting of these five things, or if we are in over intelligence, or we are getting over intelligence, or we are misusing, or we are dealing with improper of this kind of work activities, then it automatically, the biomagnetism is get disturbed in our body. Easily it will get disturbed in our body for this one. So in this, how it will disturb, and how we can see that what kind of activities is there. So how we can see in detail also. Now first we can take about the food. So how it will disturb our biomagnetism, and if how we neglect this one, we can see that. So food, when you take about the food, so we know that, in our body consists of a lot of cells, atoms, molecules, everything is there in our body for this one. So when we uh, you know uh, there is a lot of, cells and atoms and molecules are moving out from the body, from the daily in a daily, because this is because due to the Earth's gravity, and there is some movement on the body. Because of that, there is a lot of, cells are moving out from the body. So what happened automatically, there is some vacant will created in our body. Because of that, some vacancy will creating in the body. So now how, we have to fulfill this vacant places for this one. So we need sufficient molecules, sufficient atoms and cells we require for this one. Through molecules, we require sufficient molecules. And what happens when we are not having when there is a vacant places there, then automatically our muscles will get loosened, and our nerves will get, slag, and all the part of body will get very weak. And then what happened, these parts of body are want to get the molecules from the stomach only, because stomach is the store of food. So it all get from the stomach. Then automatically we feels the hunger feelings will come in for us actually. So then again, because of that, then again there is an hydrochloric acid which will be produced in our stomach. So whatever the foods we are eating, because of this hydrochloric acid, it's able to convert it into the solid foods or into the molecules, and these molecules have sent to all our part of body, and it will get sufficient energy, and it's has been replacing this one. See, when this hydrochloric acid, it's produced in the body, it's more concentrated, and it can able to dilute then even in a coins also. Silver coins, then you can able to dilute that also. So that much power is there in hydrochloric acid for this. And what happens if suppose we are neglecting this one, or we are not having the food at the proper time? When we are having hunger and the hydrochloric acid is produced, and we are not having any foods and everything, then automatically it will affects our stomach area, our intestines, and the membranes, everything will be get affected in that. So automatically we will get, as a result, we'll get the ulcer or some kind of pain. We will feel that in our body. So that also, again the biomagnetism get disturbed. We didn't have proper foods at the time, and the digestion problem will occurs more. So, and what happens if we have, eat more also, we're consuming more kind of foods. See, all the bodies having the some capacity to digest the food. So each, suppose if you are consuming more foods and it cannot able to digest the foods, what happened? Then it will store in our stomach itself, and it will get fragmentations in our body, and some of these parts will accumulate fat. It will accumulate fat in our body, fat like a fat. It will be accumulated in our body. Because of this, some foods, because up to that capacity only, you can able to convert into the molecules or some other particles, the food which can able to convert it. Otherwise it will be accumulate as a fat, and then again, it will blocks our biomagnetism flow. Harmonious flows will not be there in our body. Biomagnetism can't flows harmoniously in our body. So again it will get disturbed for this one. And again, some improper kind of foods here. What's the improper kind of foods here? You should have some some dietary has to follow for this one. You should have some food dietary will be there for this one. Some suppose if you are if you are the foods we are what we are consuming, it has to digest very easily. It should not take very hard foods. It takes too much of time to consume, to digest for this one. So if you consume very easily digested foods, and it easily converted, and the cells can able to absorb all kind of molecules in that, and we can able to convert very easily. Suppose if we having a the food which is not able to digest, suddenly if we are changing the food pattern is changing for us, so it is very difficult for for the conversions. Cell cannot absorb the new kind of food. It will take some time for it takes some time for to convert this one. So again, our biomagnetism get disturbed for this one. In biomagnetism, it got completely disturbed. So that should be in a proper, proper food, and should be maintained for this one. So whenever we are get hungry, at the time only you should eat. Before that, if you are eat, then again the food cannot able to convert into molecules, and then it will be stacked in our stomach itself. And whenever we having food, before half an hour you should not drink, and after also we should not drink. You should not have any water. Should not drink any water before and after the food, or half an hour before. Otherwise, what happens when we have the food water, then automatically it will the hydrochloric acid will get diluted, and we cannot able to convert. And same thing, if you're having the food, then it has some process to digest the foods. The digestion will be taking place. So there should be there should be in a proper way to handle the food itself. Proper way to have foods which can easily be digested. So with that, we can maintain the biomagnetism in our body. Then again, the second reason is when it comes to the work. When you say about the work, it is actually a main thing. Without work we cannot able to survive this part of world. Like definitely we should do some work, kind of works actually. So when we say that in our body, the body consists of again it's a five elements in our body, which is that is solid, liquid, uh, heat, air, and life force. That's aqueous particles, which are considered in our body. And here this solid is the our body itself, and liquid is it's like a blood, and heat is the heat circulations here, and the air again it's what are the breathings, the air circulations here. When these three, if the three flows, heat circulation, blood circulation, air circulation will be normal, then and this there should be a good harmonious flows between our body and the life force. When this is get disturbed, then automatically this will also get disturbed in our body. So whenever we are doing some kind of walks, whenever we're doing some kind of, if you're not doing any kind of work, whenever you're doing some kind of work, what happens automatically, there is a contraction and there is expansion in our body, and all the muscles will get contract and expand. Because of that, unwanted molecules are move out from our body, will be moved out from our body. When there is a movement in the body, or when you have some do some kind of work or exercise, something like that, so there is a contraction and expansion will be there in the muscles, so that unwanted molecules will move out. Suppose we are not doing any kind of work, what happens? This unwanted molecules will be stay stagnant in our body, and it will block. It will give the disturbance to the flow of blood circulation, heat circulation, and air circulations. These three circulation will get again will get affected. And then if these three circulation will get affected, then automatically our cells polarity of arrangement of the cells will get also be disturbed, and for that biomechanism also will be disturbed for this one. Okay. That also will be disturbed. So nowadays actually, every man has to do some kind of works in this part of world, because for their food and for their clothes or for their shelter, for the basic things, they should do some kind of work. So nowadays, the hard work, physical work, much it is not there, because we all move to the technology kind of world. So mostly we are sitting in the systems, and we are not doing any kind of physical work to our body. So for that, everybody has to do at least a physical exercise, which we are doing in our Manaval Kalimandram. So same thing, we have to do some kind of, not only that kind of exercise, or some kind of exercise. That should be some moment we have to give to movement to our body for this one. And for the childrens, they cannot able to do such kind of walks, they cannot have no earnings, so they should go for only for playing, they should go to do playing, and they should go for sports which is necessary for them to do some movement of the body for this. And suppose if you are doing more kind of work, suppose the minimum work will normally it will be 8 hours. Suppose if you are doing of 16 hours or more than that kind of work, what happen? Automatically you will get more stress on your body. Body will get pain, and there will be will get more on the joints. Joints will get be pains. More pain will feel the more pain on the joints, and automatically the nerves will get loosen very fastly. So this kind of efforts will be had when you are working for so hard. And other that is a improper kind of working means, suppose if he is in office executive or somebody, so he is working like this, then suddenly if you go to the field or something, if you want to cut any wood or some other kind of heavy kind of works if you're doing, then that also will affect our body, immediately it will affect our body. So that will disturb the flow, disturb for blood and heat circulation. So it all will get disturbed, and then that also again the biomagnetism get affected. So again, we should maintain moderations in the work also. Then the third point will be rest. So we all know that the biomagnetism, which is most important on the body. Because of this, we are doing mostly on our physically, and for mentally there is some kind of energy we require for this one. So in this biomagnetism, actually around 70 percentage of energy is going for our physical works and other physical works, and the remaining will be of our 25% will be our mental activities and everything that which is going. So that should be so when it goes to when there should be some kind of biomagnetism has to maintain to do our daily activities. Some point has to maintain. Suppose if you have 100 units, you should maintain at the minimum stock. So if we have that kind of stocks only, then only we can do our regular activities. Suppose if you are working for 16 hours and thereby you are losing around, instead of 100 units, then you are losing around 4 units. Now it comes to the 96 units. Then again, there is some lagging is that. So what happens then? Automatically, there is a disconnections in our mental function activities, and automatically we feels very tired, and then we feel very tired and our muscles will get more pain, and then automatically we'll go for the sleep. When we are in the sleeping questions, what happened? There will not be any mental work will not be there. Only the autonomous system which is working for for a body functioning. Other respect all for other than this, so there is no be any mental functions. So in that we will get some kind of unit will be getting charged. Then once it get comes to again to the 100% charge, like how we are putting our mobile, same like this. So when again it comes to the 100% of charging, then this automatic connection will be there into the mental function, and then we are waking, we're waking, and then we are doing our normal activities. So that should be in a proper you should maintain that one. Biomagnetism, there should be a proper rest has to taken for this. So when we are in adult age, you should have a sleep of minimum to 8 hours to 7 hours at least. You have get sleep. If it is children, it should be around 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours or something. They should have a good sleep. Then only your body will get sufficient energy in our body to do our regular activities. So if you do not have such kind of sleep also for this one, if you don't have such if you're working more than 16 hours, 18 hours, then then you cannot get that kind of biomagnetism, that kind of energy, and it's very disturbed actually. Even if you cannot live without food, you can able to live for 10 days something, but without sleeping we cannot go for an 10 days something in a week time. It will completely we don't have any energy, and how other parts will get work and everything in there. So it is very you cannot do any kind of work. You will get disturbed mentally also. So that should be a sound sleeping should be required for this one. And sometimes there should be an improper sleeping will also be there. Suppose if you 2 days you didn't sleep properly, 2 days you were sleeping at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, then again the next day you're sleeping for more than 8 hours, 10 hours, something like that. So that kind of sleeping also will not be there. It should not be there for this. and sometimes even we're sleeping at the untime for this one, some afternoon or some other time we are sleeping, then that will also get disturbed. The biomagnetism will get disturbed because each and every parts of the body have their function is it is there. Each and everybody have their a limited time is there. Based on that timing only our for sometimes if we're given for small intestines they have some things there, then gallbladder they have some kind of work will be there at the same point of time. So if you're going and disturbing that kind of flows, then again our body will get disturbed, and then our biomagnetism will completely get disturbed for this. So that should be in a proper rest has to be taken for this. And then next it will be sexual gratification. In that the sexual vital fluid. We all know that how sexual vital fluid is very important to our body, and we studied more in the Kaya for this one. And because of sexual vital fluid only, because of that fluid only, the man is again germination is being taking place, and when there is an excretion of sexual white fluid, if it moves out from the body, then again the life goes be there. There's a death, it comes for this one. So this everybody knows. So in our body the main thing is about sexual vital fluid that only has been holding our life force to continuously be rotating for this one. When this sexual fluid is not properly taken care, what happens if you are thrown out the sexual fluid for for unnecessary reasons, or there is a productions in the sexual fluid due to the production is stopped due to for the illness, or if you are being aged person, then what automatically what happens that then you will not get proper biomagnetism, because we all know that because of this sexual fluid, based on this quantity and quality of the sexual fluid, you know we will the life force will be having because life force will also having same kind of quality, and quality quantity will be there. So based on this life force again, the biomagnetism intensity will be more for this one. So these all based on the sexual activity, how we have how we are maintaining this one. If you don't have any sufficient quality of sexual fluid, then again your biomagnetism will also get disturbed, and we'll not have that much of activities we can able to do that much of activities, and we can we are easily get tired because we don't have that much of energy to do the work. So there is also for that. So we cannot yeah, use this sexual activity in unwanted manner, something like that. So if you are using this if it is a surplus, of course when sexual activity will get surplus, what will happens when for the sexual activity, it has to maintain our body for the structuring and everything, and all sexual activity is main thing from when we born, from that itself sexual activity giving the arrangement of cells and arrangement of bones and structure. We are getting the proper structure is through this sexual activity only. So once it gets surplus, whatever, then automatically it comes to the sexual gland, and there is an ejaculation to the form. That is, we call this maturity. For this, when they come to the age for ladies, and they for gents, they should we have attained some maturity for this. So at the time, it is there is ejaculation, so you should not waste at the time also for this one. There should be a proper exercise has to be taken for this one. That's why we're giving the kayakalpa exercises there, so that when you do it properly, then we can maintain the sexual vitality in the right level actually. Suppose if somebody want to go for for celebrate life or something like that, want to have an unmarried life, want to wait it for the bachelor life, then immediately you should know how to handle this kind of sexual attitude. You has know about to neutralize. There is some proper. They should have some proper uh, you know proper guidance or proper mastership for in the spiritual life. If somebody is going for spiritual life, how to neutralize this sexual attitude and how to convert into the for our spiritual life. They should know this one. Otherwise, that will also will create some problem, because it will get stuck here and there, and then unwanted problems will come for this. We studied more on this. And if we have improper kind of sexual things also, suppose we are doing for when people are doing for masturbation, or homosexuals are having a sex with animals, or unwanted when they have sex with the periods type of men's women, then these kind of problems, it's called kind of improper sex. It will affect all the for the brains it will affect, for the male, for the kidneys it will affect, and prostate gland it will affect, and for ladies it will again, it's for brain will be get affected, so kidneys and uterus and ovaries will get affected because of there's improper kind of sex is there. So you should maintain the proper level. We all know that how sexual vital field is very important for us, because of this only we have to this biomed is getting coming, so we are doing all kind of activities, and because we can stay for long life, we can improve our immunity power and everything and all. So there should be a proper kind of exercise is there, and proper kind of is there to maintain the sexuality. And then again, it's the power of thought. So thought, when it comes to thought, see thought also, we all know that how thought is, because how the thought, speed of the thought, and how the power of thought, and what will makes us, what are kind of what kind of efforts we'll get. No, thought is there for everything thought is there. And because of thought is coming for everything, what are the efforts, what are the things happening because of our thought only. So we all know that how the power of thought will be. We cannot imagine, see the light, we are traveling in the space something. If you want to travel to the moon, it takes so much of light years or something like that, from the moon or sun or different universe. If you want to travel the light year also, it traveling takes some time. So beyond that, this mind will also get travel for this one. Beyond, it will travel that much speed, for this one. So we all know that how the power of the mind is there. So when you say of the mind, when you say about thoughts, there is mind. There is a four stages it is there in our mind. There is one again four stage of mind. It's a mind can expose this pain, pleasure, peace, and ecstasy. So how it is coming again? Mind is also how it's coming. It's a biomagnetism. Biomagnetism is just connected to our body, senses, and brain. Then again, so our thoughts are coming for this one. Biomagnetism, the extension of the mind. Thought is almost the extension of the mind. So this all happens through our functioning through the biomagnetism only. So how it affects the biomagnetism get affected in the minds. So when we feel the pressure, when we feel the pleasure, what happens? This biomagnetism energy will get conversion. The conversion will be there in this biomagnetism. So if you when we feel the pleasure, the conversion rate will be little more when compared to the normal conversion of the biomagnetism. It will be little more for this one. And for that, little more in the sense, we can, if we have surplus of energy or something like that, so it will, we can spend it up to some limits. Limit is there, some limit is there. So that we can able to tolerable limit will be there in our body. So from that we can able to spend this biomagnetism, and you can feel the pressure for this. And same times, if it is when we are feeling the pain, what happened? Yes, there is a conversion rate will be aggregated. Aggregated, it will be more conversion rate will be there. So what happened? There should not be any proper conversion will be there in the biomagnetism. Again, we feel more on pain will be there for this one. The disturbance will be happens more. And when we feel in the a peace, what happened? The conversion rate of biomagnetism, it will be normal. So at that time the mind will be in a peace state, so we can able to peacefully we can able to think or something. So again, when we are being the ecstasy in, either should not feel when you are ecstasy, our mind is fully in engaged with its natural beauties, and all this consciousness will be fully in the consciousness, and we all think about universal consciousness, and everything will be there. So our mind will be engaged in that kind of things. So these are the conversion rate of the biomagnetism when it converts, when we feel this kind of feelings. That's why when we should get more anger, our biomagnetism energy will get disturbed more much. and what happened when you get angry also, when you get angry with some person, that if there it is some reason also, if there's a proper reason also, if you, for the proper reason you are getting angry with somebody also, what happened again? The biomagnetism energy will get disturbed, because of the because of the cells are increasing the blood flows and heats and everything else. So our biomagnetism energies get disturbed. And what biomagnetism energy? Again, it's a life particles, and the life particles, these all things are get imprinted in our life it get imprinted in our you know in the life particles, in the energy particles, it all get imprinted. So what will happens when again, for the small things, we'll get angry because again this imprint will happens, and when these waves again comes, then we'll feel the same kind of for unnecessary reasons. Again, we'll get the anger with same kind of persons, because we should very careful. Once the thought is coming inside, then again you'll get imprinted, and then again this we do some kind of actions and everything, from that also again it get imprinted. So this will be continuing for this one. So that's the reason Maharisha given the intercession also. There's an analyzing of thoughts. Once thought comes, then we should analyze everything. Otherwise, it again will get disturbed, and because of that, I kind of activities. Then because of that, a feeling of pain or pressure, everything will happens. And again, our biomet doesn't get disturbed much for this one. Suppose if you are neglecting this again, if you are neglecting this kind of thoughts and everything, we all know that then the lot of imprints will come. Bad impurities of imprints will come. Then we cannot able to we cannot able to pure our souls or something like that. So you should not neglect thoughts. So you should, whenever the thoughts comes, because thoughts again, the imprints is again, it creates the thoughts, and thoughts, deeds, and our actions, everything becoming. So we should very careful. You should very careful. You should have some awareness whenever the thought is comes for this one, and you should maintain that some limit will be there. You should have some kind of awareness. Constant awareness should be there when thought comes. So if you have some awareness, that will be proper way of proper flows will go, and the harmonious flows will be there in our biomagnetism. So with this, I will conclude the topic for today. So basically, it's you should follow the limits and method in the all and in 5 aspects of life. It's very important, so we can maintain our biomagnetism in a peaceful manner, maintain our hormones manner, so that our life will runs in a will more in a peaceful life. We can lead a peaceful life. So I conclude this one. World